Hello guys, and welcome back to yet another video. Myself and Sophie are predicting the Europa League final today, Sophie. There's so much to talk about. How are you?
Yeah, I'm good, to be honest. Maybe as a neutral, a lot of people wanted an all-English final, but to be fair, these two teams are deservedly in the final.
Yeah, do you know what? It's been such a weird season where they've been good in Europe, but dreadful in the Premier League.
Yeah.
I don't know. We're going to talk about it. Guys, before we get into our predictions, be sure to share your predictions down in the comments. There's only one game, so there's no excuse. Comment down below. Tottenham 0, Man United 1, or Tottenham 2, Man United 3, or whatever it has to be. Get your prediction down there, and be sure to support us. Drop a like if you haven't already, and if you haven't already seen, we are this close to 100,000 subscribers. Help us get that plaque. Hit that subscribe button if you haven't already. If you like your football stuff, get involved. Sophie, let's get into it. It's Tottenham versus Manchester United then, and I have been following the Europa League on the channel, doing predictions this season, and I did think, when I looked at this a few weeks ago, maybe we'll get a Tottenham Man United final, because the more I thought about it, the more I thought they're both going to put all their focus into this, because obviously if you win the Europa League, you get a trophy and you get Champions League.
Yeah.
So, you know, Tottenham and Man United have been so far off it in the Premier League, they were not going to qualify for Europe through that. They've gone for it in this competition, and to be fair to them, as bad as they've been in the Premier League, they have been good in this competition.
They have.
So, I mean, I don't know. I mean, Manchester United, the Bilbao game's difficult to look at now because there was a red card in the first leg. Would it have been different without it? Maybe. But Man United did a very good job either way.
Yeah.
And I tell you what, they've had some drama when they beat Lyon, and Harry Maguire was up front heading it in. That was sensational. And I don't believe they've lost a game in the whole of the Europa League. So they've really done well navigating it. And I think that's one thing I will give Amorim credit for, because in the first half of the season, when he was at Sporting, they did really well in the Champions League. Do you remember they beat Man City 4-1?
Yeah.
So he's good in these European knockout games. Can he be good in the final? Well, they take on Tottenham, Sophie, and Tottenham, what is it Ange says about his second season?
Always wins a trophy in his second season.
Well, he says that, and
it's his second season.
The further Tottenham have got into this competition, the more I'm starting to think, maybe there's some truth to this. They've been impressive in the Europa League as well, would you say?
Yeah, I'd say they have, to be honest. Maybe not as entertaining as Man United have been for a neutral, but they've done very, very well, and they're deservedly in the final.
Absolutely, and to beat Bodo Glimt I thought was quite impressive, because Bodo Glimt had knocked out Lazio, they'd knocked out Olympiacos, they've been very good at home. You know, it's a difficult place to go, away to Norway, but Tottenham got through that. And Tottenham, Sophie, I mean, they haven't won anything in absolutely ages. It just feels like it's just been so long since Tottenham won something. I believe it was the League Cup in about 2007 or 8 or something. It might have been 2008. But as for a European competition, I mean, I don't know, we're going back to the dinosaur years. So Tottenham have been given this title of being bottlers. They have got to finals before. Obviously, they got to the Champions League final back in 2019. They lost that. It feels like they could do it, Sophie, because I don't know about you, but is there a standout favourite? I don't know.
I'd say there's a slight favourite, not like a standout favourite, and probably because of injuries, it's not Spurs, let's be honest. They've got quite a lot of injuries, and they've had quite a lot of injuries over the season. They've still got a few injuries to key players right now, and maybe that could play a big role in this one.
Well, that is true. James Maddison is missing.
Yeah, that's the latest one, and obviously that is a big miss.
Yeah, it is. They've got Son, though.
Yeah, you've still got Son.
They've got Solanke. They've got the players that can hurt you. But you're right, if you'd have looked at this a few weeks ago when Tottenham, well, a couple of months ago, Tottenham had a very depleted defence, didn't they?
Yeah. They've got some back, to be fair.
They do. Manchester United, on the other hand, they've got pretty much everyone they need at the minute. The thing is, Sophie, Højlund is looking a very different player in the Premier League and Europa League at the minute. Europa League is looking very good, but Premier League, he doesn't look up to it.
No, but this is a Premier League team, so it's like, is he going to be up for this? I don't know.
Yeah, it's difficult, isn't it? Because the logic is they're both doing very well in Europe, but they're both rubbish when they play English teams.
Yeah.
But this is a game in Europe against an English team. What's going to happen?
I don't know. Yeah.
We'll get on to our predictions very shortly. The final thing I wanted to say, Sophie, the reason this game is so huge is because, in a way, it feels like an El Sacico. Amorim, I know he's only come in this season, but if they lose this and finish 17th in the Premier League, we are talking like that. This is a new low for Man United.
Incredibly poor.
But that could also be the case for Tottenham. They could lose this and finish 17th, and that would have to be the end for Ange. If Ange wins this though, or Amorim wins this, as I say, it's a trophy, which is absolutely huge, and Champions League football next year. Obviously, that's massive for Man United to be able to attract the better players. For Tottenham, it'd just been so nice for them to get their hands on some silverware.
Exactly.
Let's get into the predictions, Sophie. What are you saying?
Okay, what I will say is I don't see this going all the way to penalties. I think this is going to be in 90 minutes. Do you know what? I think there could be a few goals. I think this could be quite an open game. Maybe not in the first half, but I think things will open up in the second half. I am leaning more towards Man United, to be honest. I've already mentioned about Spurs injuries, but Man United this season, they've had quite a few injuries as well. So Amorim has experimented. He's had Harry Maguire up top. And weirdly enough, he's done a pretty good job up there.
Very good.
Maybe a career change right at the end. I'm going to say 2-1 to Man United. I think they do it.
Wow.
Yeah.
Well, that is interesting because I have written down 2-1 to Tottenham.
Oh, okay.
And
I like that, going either way.
One of us will be right because obviously one of
the scoreline maybe.
One of these teams will go on to win the Europa League.
Yeah.
I get it, by the way, what you've said. When you're looking at maybe things from a psychological point of view, Man United, as bad as they've been, do know how to win these games.
Yeah.
You think of the FA Cup final last year,
City,
the FA Cup semi-final. They don't even have to play well,
no,
but they could just sneak it, can't they? And Tottenham, they could be the better team on the night, but still lose.
Yeah.
That's what they're capable of. However, I am backing them to win.
Okay.
I don't know why. Maybe it's a bit of a fantasy.
You're going with heart. Yeah, I've gone with head. You've gone with heart.
Yeah, and look, I don't hate Man United, but I just think, I don't know. I just think for the Tottenham fans, they've got to get their hands on something at some point.
Yeah.
And do you know what as well? Think back to that Carabao Cup final we saw this year, Sophie. Not many people thought Newcastle would beat Liverpool, and they did it. And Newcastle picked up some silverware for the first time in years. So I will go with Tottenham to pick up some silverware for the first time in years. Guys, that is it. That is our predictions. I'm going with Tottenham. Sophie is going with Man United. Who are you going with down below? Let us know. Are you Team Matt and Team Tottenham, or are you Team Sophie and Team Manchester United? Be sure to share your predictions down below. Like I say, be respectful. Let us know your thoughts down in the comments. Make sure you have hit the like button and hit the subscribe button. We've still got quite a bit of coverage of football to come on this channel. We have got the final week of Premier League predictions coming next week, so be sure to get involved. As I say, drop a like and subscribe. If we could hit 100,000 subscribers before Thursday, that'd be amazing, because that is my birthday. So go on, drop a like, subscribe, and once again, a massive thank you for joining me, Sophie.
Thank you.
We will see you all in the next one. Take care, everyone. Peace out.